All right, welcome back to another video, guys. We are on game number 12 here, and hopefully we're gonna create a theme here where we cannot get tunnel visioned. All right, we're going to try to not get too tunnel visioned and see if we can come out with a win here. I'm just gonna exchange there, and then I think I could do a lot of different things. I don't really have a good spot to put my bishop yet. But I don't want to block in my light squared bishop, so I'm thinking about this pawn break. Um, it doesn't expose me to anything at the moment. I could always play this move. In this sense, I'm trying to take advantage of the fact that none of our pieces are out, and if he takes the center, we're just going to develop normally. So I'm going to develop my knight, and then bishop can always come out here if wanted. It does invite. Oh, they don't even do that. Interesting. I really thought they would have pinned my knight there. They don't actually go for that. Interesting. Okay. We could go for this now. But I don't think it's too. They would just develop normally. Um, but I don't see it doing too much actually. So maybe we can just prioritize maybe just getting out of the center. I don't think that was the right move for my opponent, I will say. And they'd actually just take that now. But we would jump back here then. If they push, we just take. I could always play knight there if they ever decide to take as well. Or, wait, if is there a tactic? If they take, can we just take here and they can't take there? Okay. I'm thinking we pin if they take. We move the knight here and they can't take because take. I guess they could. So let's get the bishop out first. If they ever take, we just go back. Okay, now I say, I would hate to take and allow them to have a big white center. But because now it's not pinned anymore. We could just take here. But I think we need to relieve some of the pressure in the middle and take that. Okay, good. They took with that. It's a hanging piece. We could always play here just to prevent that. But I just want to maybe play the knight here instead. Get all my pieces out. And we'll also castle. Okay. So looking kind of interesting. I haven't really had a pawn structure like this before, but I think we're doing okay, I would say. Not no crazy blunders at the moment. Maybe we could push here and play for something like that. Oh, what does that do? Adds more pressure here. I think now that there's 2 attackers and we only have 1 defender, and it's stopping me from doing this, it kind of forces me to take. That might be an issue. That would be 2 passers for my opponent. But I'm making this a little hard on myself here. Maybe we can take here. Does allow white to get that center. Maybe I'm not too worried about this push. Let's see. Do we want to trade? If I go for a knight here, can they already jump into the position? They can. And we can offer this trade, I guess. So let's do that. I'm looking just to activate my queen here and always, cause pressure on these pawns here. I can always push here at some point as well. The knight can move, but I think I would just reroute this knight to see if I can alleviate some of the pressure in the middle. But this two center pawns are pretty strong. I think my opponent played it pretty well. So we looked at this. This might be a tactic where they get the bishop out, but that would hang that. Which then when the rook would move over, I would snag that, but then they would snag this. Maybe we can go play. We'll play into that. We'll see how this works out. Pushing there, I think, would be a mistake because my knight would just get its outpost there. So yeah, we saw that. That hangs this, but when the pawn moves, that moves. I don't think I should uh, you know, be greedy here. I do take that pawn. The rook's gonna slide over. Just don't think that that is ideal. Take, move over. I could always go here and attack that. So maybe we'll go for it. I will lose this pawn too, I guess, right? Because this will open up to an attack. So take here, take. I will be guarding this. Maybe we go for this. That was a drawback move. I figured that was going to happen because they're trying to get, they're trying to play for tempo. That wasn't a threat at the moment because of, kind of want to play this instead. A quick move to attack the bishop. Let's do that instead. Move out of the way. Yes, this pawn is hanging, but I'm also attacking the bishop. If he defends the bishop, I could always, I guess, push this pawn. Not, I don't know how good that would be, really. Because then now it would make my c-pawn weak, but we could see. Okay, he defends the bishop and defends the pawn. Logical. This pawn is hanging. So, oh, that would be a blunder. If I take here, is there a tactic with take and... Not that I see. So we could maybe defend this pawn. Oh, but then that allows this. Well, but we would move though. Okay, so let's go ahead and just... I don't want to push too much. I think I like this push. Or this pawn push. Since it stops anything, I guess, going there. In a sense. This would be pretty good, I think. But I'm about to slide my rook over. My queen seems a little stuck at the moment. Maybe I need to snag it around. This is not possible, I guess, because that's a fork. So yeah, queen seems a little misplaced. I think I need to bring it back. We saw this, but I think we just get our outpost. And then if they want to trade bishops, I'm totally okay with that. Because it would remove my I guess loose pawn, I would say. And I'm also looking to maybe take that bishop. I could also take with the, if they don't take, I could take, okay. Yep, taking was a good thing for my opponent. Our pawns are kind of boggled down here. Now that bishop is staying on this diagonal. If I move this, this becomes weak, so I don't think I really want to do that at the moment. I think that was a good play from my opponent. I have to be careful here. I don't want to get my queen stuck. So maybe we go back. Right, because this, I can't go here, can't go here, can't go here. So I think I need to start getting on the light squares here, and then I could always play back here or something like that. I could also go for a terrible queen trade. Probably not the best there. But I think I'll be safe here. Let's go ahead and play that. Looking just to get out of any, get out of the way, maybe get back on my side. At some point, I need to activate my rooks once, if I can ever get some tempo back, right? But I think this was a good transformation. I think getting the pawn here to really stop these from rolling. This isn't possible yet because I would just take. It would become weak though, but I can always guard it. So this is nice. Now the bishop here. Okay, I see. Hold on. So if I take this pawn and they go, they won't be able to go rook there. So that's weird. That hangs a pawn. Are they looking to play that? Is that why? What was the main reason of that other than hanging the pawn? Am I crazy? Are they baiting me to get that? If I take that pawn, what's the best response my opponent has? Rook here. Then I could go... Oh, would I be trapped then? Hold on, go here, rook here. I would have queen here. Never mind. Queen here, then rook here wouldn't make sense because I would just take the rook. Here, that I think... Oh no, I would just take the rook though. Okay, so I think that was just hanging a pawn. I'm not quite sure what that does. Does it maybe try to get infiltrate? I'm not sure. Let's go for it though. Yeah, for a second I thought that's so interesting that they would do that. So I'm up 2 pawns now. And I was going for it, right? I mean, right when they moved the bishop, I was like, okay, I know in some situations it's a poison pawn, and uh and you shouldn't take it, but in some cases, I when I know that and it makes me not want to take it, game review will say, hey, you should have taken the free pawn, right? Um, so I feel like hopefully maybe this is one of the moments where um, you know, you take the pawn. We will have to analyze to see. I was trying to see what the best moves are. They can't play this. I guess they could always go this. I'm up 2 pawns, so I would be okay trading the queens off. If I can, right? Looking at the position, this pawn is weak and this bishop is loose. Okay, so what does my opponent want? Okay, can we just get our rooks activated? Or a rook activated, maybe? Okay. I didn't move the queen because I still don't think it's trapped, and I'm also... Ah, they want this now. I could totally shut that down with this. It's very obvious what they want. Can I just move out of the way, is what I'm curious about. Or can I go here first, attack this pawn? So let's say I go here, they go here, check, king moves out of the way. Oh, well, can't do that. So let's just move out of the way, maybe. That way, if bishop here, we just take. And then we can always bring the rook in and whatnot. They might also just want to play something like this and trade the bishops off. I think I'm okay with that as well. The thing is, this rook still guards this weak pawn, and this rook I slid over to activate on the open file. So I could always use something like that. Oh. Okay, this is interesting. My opponent is sweeping all of his pieces over here. Am I misjudging the attack? Does he want to play sack here, push this? Is this... Don't know. Do I need to play rook here just to help with the defense first? Or can I already go for checks and whatnot? Don't know if I'm misevaluating this. They also have moving the bishop, and it will be 2 rooks on this pawn, which I won't be able to defend that. So maybe I go rook here. Oh, I can't go rook here because then he pushes anyways, and it's an attack on my rook. Hmm. Then my queen... yeah, there's a double rook here. I don't know if I'm evaluating this correctly. I don't know if that's a big issue or not. Can I just kind of go in? Oh, well, obviously this isn't possible at the moment. But I could go here to attack this pawn. Or should I just go rook lift here in a sense, and if they move the bishop, I can maybe pin. Maybe rook lift here just to help with the defense before I do anything with my queen at the moment. Because this would be nice just to slide my rook over. Let's do that. Now I can slide the rook over, attack the queen, and wherever the queen goes, I can constantly attack it, maybe. Well, it's not that. But I feel like I might not be evaluating this right. I did want to go here and maybe attack this pawn. I do have 2 passed pawns on my own now over here, which is really good. But instead of going for threats of capturing pawns. I was trying to balance that, right? Go for pawns or push my pawns, or try to balance the threat that my opponent is trying to, you know, put on me, right? So, yep, we saw that. I could pin, so if you take here, so maybe we go here, take, that obviously doesn't work that much, I would say. This seems pretty good. It would be a bishop. Hold on. What is that for? I would be losing 2 rooks. Hold on. Here, take, 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 and then I back up. I'd be losing a bishop and a rook for a queen. If I take here, they can just take here. Then I can move here. I can take there, take, take, take. I'm back rank mated, I think. Can't go here because they can just take. I think we pin. Oh wait, if I pin, they take this pawn. Oh, hold on. If I go rook here and they take the pawn, I take the rook, then they take back, and then I go here. Okay, I think we do that. Because I'll just move closer again. Yep, so they took the pawn. Oh. Wait, if I take the rook and I take here, my bishop's hanging. Oh, hold on. Maybe I do need to just go here. If I go here, they take here, take, 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 or here, take here, and I take there. Yeah, I can't take this because they would take here, and I get back, I have back rank mate there issues. So if I move closer, they just take my bishop with the rook. So I think we just need to get closer. They take, we just take back with the rook. If the bishop takes, can we just take the rook? And their queen will be still hanging. Hopefully I didn't play that too quick. If the rook takes here, we take here with check. Whoa. Holy crap, the triple stack here is actually crazy. He's just threatening on taking here. Here, and he just checkmate there. Can I add a new defense? If that's the case. Take, 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 take. Let me just add a defender with the bishop. If he takes with the bishop, oh, wait a minute. This is really complicated. Queen here, they could take with the bishop now. The queen here. Does this work? Sack the queen? Sacking the queen doesn't make any sense. Yeah, so if I go queen here, they just take the bishop, attacking my queen. And if I take, they take, I take, they take. And it's a little weird. So who's winning that? Bishop takes, queen takes, so it's even. And then rook takes queen, I take queen. I'm losing a rook because I can't recapture this piece. That's not good. So queen here, I'm losing a bishop. This bishop takes, queen takes, rook takes, rook takes, rook takes. Doesn't seem like a good idea. I could go here. But then they just go here, here, and checkmate me. Oops. Oh my gosh, I almost mouse clicked. If I take here, they just take here. And I don't have any easy checks. I could sack, but that doesn't seem quite useful either. Queen sack, knight takes, king takes, rook takes here, here, here. If I just take the rook, queen takes, and then I could play queen here, but then the bishop just takes. I can't play here because this is pinned. Or the pawn is there. Wow, this triple stack is not doing me any favors here. Oh man. Yeah, this isn't good. Do we just have to create some space for myself? Wait, what about this? It would just take here though. Yeah. Oh, that's probably not the best move. But they take and I take and they take and I go here. Do lose a bishop. But when this bishop moves though, don't I have checkmate though? I don't know. This is getting really interesting. We'll check here. I can always check here too. If that moves, which he does. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. So he saves the bishop if I don't take. Hmm. Take, take, take. Yikes. Then he just runs with the pawn, I think. Right? That's not good. I think that's the best I've got, though. Right now, we're still up 2 pawns. He's going to go here. If I win this pawn, he wins this pawn. Or does he push? He just defends it. Alright, I think it's time to get a little closer with our king. Because here, here... Ooh, that doesn't work. Wait a second. Maybe I go down, right? Because if I go here, push, here, push, I don't get there in time. If I go here, push, here, haha. I think I go down, actually. Yeah. Yep, because of the pushing. Yep, so now we're golden to sit here. If we wanted to. So I'll just have to maneuver my rook to, take over this pawn. Okay, I needed to move this anyways. So let's move it now, I guess. And then I will go here if he pushes again. I think this will be our pawn. If it goes here, I could go here. Yep. So now I'm threatening on winning just the pawn, which is really good. So we may do. That was really crazy. So we spent most of our time in that critical moment, but I think that's good. I think spending the time where we really needed to right there. I think that was the biggest critical moment we had. Um, so let's win this pawn. Let's push that pawn so he can't take it. Let's move forward. Up. So it'd be harder for him to infiltrate. I should have maybe moved here. Now that I think about it. Let's push our pawns. The rook can't stop both pawns, right? Yeah, the rook just can't stop both pawns. If he goes here... Hold on a second. You could still stop these pawns, I think, because if I push, I just push this one. If he goes for this one, if I go here and he goes for this one... Okay, I still think this is okay. He has to go back, right? I think this is okay for us. Okay. If I go here, he goes there, though. Check. Where does he go? Hold on, check. Wait, if I check him here, where does he go? Check. Can't go here, can't go here, can't go there, can't go there, can't go there, can't go there. What? Am I crazy or is this a checkmate? He just walked himself into a checkmate. I was just thinking like, yo, you're getting way too close. What's going on? That is insane. All right. Very good there. That was crazy. We spent the correct time to spend some time and yeah, we ended up getting that checkmate. Still with the rooks on the board. The rook wasn't even trying to go for any counterplay there. So that was a good spot that the king can't go anywhere. Let's see what we got. 78. Okay. So very good. We didn't get tunnel visioned. We didn't blunder, but we made some mistakes. We made some inaccuracies, and we had 3 misses. I must just not see something that it wants me to see here. Classic Korkan. Okay, I didn't know if taking there was good because you could see there towards the middle, white had the 2 pawns passers. But I had the right idea. Excuse me, striking in the center. Oh, what does that do though? Oh, I see. Yeah, I totally did not see that. Wow. Yeah, I totally did not see that. That is incredible. Um, doesn't even want me to take. What about just getting in? This is incredible. I did not see that check. I I think one of the main reasons why I didn't see this check was just because I didn't want to bring the queen out, right? I'm wanting my knights and bishops out before the queen, but wow, that's kind of crazy. Yep, should have taken there a while ago. But once the knight got in, I made the distinction that I needed to take. Um, it did, this was also a tactic, right? You're gonna gain tempo by pushing. But yeah, snagging the pawn was good. It wanted me to take that pawn, but I liked that. I thought the execution of was bigger than the threat, I guess, or the threat's bigger than one of the other ways. But I thought threatening the bishop would be good while also covering the pawn, but my opponent played well there. Um, that was a good pawn move. Yep, taking there just benefited me so that I can get rid of that weakness. Um, moving down was good. Snagging a pawn was okay. It was a free pawn. Taking up the open file. It did not like my move. Uh, my my king move. It wanted me to defend like this. I eventually do that, but I stopped that entirely, and now it's a move too late, unfortunately. Um, which is interesting. Didn't like my rook move up. Yeah, queen here instead. Maybe help with anything. Yeah, I got a little dicey there. Oh, I made the mistake there. What was the best move? It was just rook takes? Really? Oh, and then I would take a1 check. Force that back, and then taking here. Oh my gosh. That is really good. And I could even play here now. Oh wow. So very interesting. When they took, it wasn't to move forward. White, that was a blunder. Big mistake. Big mistake. In my book, that's a blunder if that's missed. I mean, that is the whole evaluation bar goes up. I totally missed after they took. I should just take. And the way they take back, I have checks. That's what I missed. Wow. Because yeah, I missed that. I have checks. But finding this was, oh my gosh. Yeah, I spent a good bit on this move. I spent 4 minutes practically on this move, which was the best choice. And yeah, my opponent blundered with that, which is incredible. And then I find the sequence. So I wasn't there quite when mistakes were made, but once my opponent blundered, I was able to see it more quickly. So I'm picking up on my opponent's blunders and I'm noticing like, whoa, that's a mistake, right? But like small, where the sequence of like checking here and picking up the pawn with also a check, seeing that sequence back here, right, just to take, and noticing that once the rook takes back, I have that sequence, but once this move is done, now I know that I have that sequence. So yeah, very interesting. Good game, I guess, to analyze that. Very, very interesting that I don't find this until the blunder, right? Taking there, yep, taking with the rook was good. Yep, this was the best. Finding this, I knew that going forward, I'd already have to go back down. So, making sure that my king goes this way was a good decision. And yeah, we just won a pawn there. Good pawn push there. It did like this. I think it did like d6, right? Oh, d5. Okay. All these were good moves. I like this idea so that they don't go to the back rank. They don't check. This isn't available. It just cuts off it cuts off all three. If I go here, they still have access to my 8th rank, which is what my opponent played there. And yeah, that's just a mistake. I thought that'd be a good blunder too, but yeah, finding this check was really good too. I thought if we kept playing here, maybe white would go for this, and I would just push because after take, I promote. You could check here um, and keep dodging, I guess keep going for checks. I would eventually become safe in a sense, right? You can't, you could check me here, but I would just take. It becomes, you know, check, check, and it's a counter check as well. So when you move, wherever you move, I've got checks anywhere really. I could even check, uh, you know, all over the place. So yeah, black was completely winning around this point where white was advancing the pawns. So yeah, really good game. Missed a couple key misses there, especially once the rooks were getting in my position. I was getting kind of um, worried, but we found h6. The pawn move h6 which was really good, creating some loft for my king. Will go down in material, but at the end of it, the bishop was still hanging. So that was really good. And finding the sequence afterwards, which was critical. So not playing terrible, but I'm still making some mistakes. I will have to improve on. But very happy we didn't get total tunnel vision like last episode or last video. And yeah, just no crazy blunders. So terrible time management, I would say, totally down well over 10 minutes, but we used our time accordingly right when it was mattered the most. So, really good game overall, and I think this was great and getting a little closer, maybe not fully close that I would like, but we're getting closer nonetheless. So I will see you guys in the next episode.